Hello everyone's. I am here for my review of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13 episode 8. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, you one of my peoples, welcome back. So we have the ladies, they on the bus. They still complaining because Kenya then flew to South Carolina and now she has baby Brooklyn with her. That's not fair. I was crying because I missed my baby. I'm pretty sure you was crying because you left your baby. All these things. Candy had to break it down to the ladies. Kenya does not have a village here in Atlanta. She has a nanny, but this is a new nanny. She's not about to leave her baby with the nanny. Mark is in New York. He has never been alone with Brooklyn. So, of course, she's going to bring Brooklyn with her. Then I was like, I had to think about that. I was like, yeah, she doesn't have, like, family who she can trust. Like, okay, here's my baby for a few days. And then again, if she had done that, Mark would have had something to say about that. And that's probably why she decided to get on the plane. Why you got my baby on this bus going out of town? Why you doing this? Why you doing that? So to avoid any type of fuss or mess from him, me and my baby, Latoya and the nanny, y'all coming too. We are going to fly there. Now, after hearing this, they was going on, well, she got money. Just because you got money, you still need a village. So that's like, okay, I understand. That makes sense. You know, if she doesn't have nobody to watch the baby, she got to bring the baby with her. Now, the baby is not going to be in the house with them during the day. Brooklyn and the nanny, they're going to be in another villa. Now, at nighttime, when everybody's finna go to sleep, I'm going to get my baby and we're going to go to sleep. And that's just that. And I was like, okay, I understand because, you know, Kenya's probably moving this way because she don't know how Mark is going to react. And once they do get finalized and with their divorce, he going to be like, well, Your Honor, she did leave for a few days and left the baby with the nanny. Granted, I have never watched the baby alone myself, but she was out here doing this. Mark seemed like the kind of person that would be doing some mess like that. Now, Kenya, she decides she wants to throw a murder mystery party. I was like, see, I would have loved something like this. The ladies telling them, like, the people who are preparing the food, these are going to be the extras. We got to find out who killed who, this, that, and the third. Now, the lady, for whatever reason, thought it was a good idea to have the police come in pointing guns at folks. I'm like, ma'am. So, you didn't, or nobody on your team thought that this was a bad idea for the police to come in a room full of black women and point the gun at them? No, ma'am. And I'm glad Kenya had to check. They're like, no, we're not going to be pointing guns at people. You know, in the environment that we're in, pointing guns at these black women, police coming in, doing that is not a good idea. And I was like, I needed that woman to go to her team and let them know, maybe when we're doing these murder mysteries, we shouldn't be pointing guns at people. How about that? Because you might get the wrong group and they have a gun, a real gun, and point it back and shoot. So maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should just come in, you know, like, hey, I'm police officer such and such. We don't need to be bad, you know, got guns out right away. We just don't need that in our lives. Now, Cynthia, she finally gets there. She gets her room, and she's happy about her room because the way Kenya's been rolling, she didn't know. You been cuckoo with Latoya. I thought, you know, you and Latoya going to have the bestest room, and I'm going to be down there with Marlo. But she happy with her room. Now, the other ladies, they arrived. This 4-hour trip has taken 8 hours. So, we've been on this bus. We hot. We complaining. It has just been the worst. I'm upset. Now, I've told this story before. I've taken several trips from Houston to Columbus, Georgia, or Columbus, Georgia to Houston, Texas. And when I tell you, I can't do it again. Granted, I was not driving. I was just in a passenger seat. But I found out in like 2012, 9 hours is my limit. Once we go past the 9 hours, I'm cranky. I'm ready to roll out the car. I'm ready to pull my hair out. I'm ready to do all of these things. So the fact that it took them 8 hours, I was like, in 8 hours, I could have rode from Columbus, Georgia to Evansville, Indiana. In that 8 hours, I could have flown from Houston, Texas, flown to Atlanta, got on the shuttle from Atlanta, went to Columbus, Georgia, and then hopped on an Uber and still had time left over. I would have been mad too. This like I'm the kind of person it's supposed to take this long. Once it goes past that time, I'm aggravated. I'm annoyed. It's hot. I'm cranky. So maybe this wouldn't be the best of the time to have the murder mystery because these ladies they get off the bus and I need a drink and that's what they did. But like having it right then and there where they cranky and they didn't have got some alcohol in that system is not. I don't think that would have been the best time. Maybe like the next day we could have done this when everybody's a little bit more sober and less cranky and less tired. But the ladies, they, getting their drink on and everything. And like the most overacting of actors, she comes in, and falls out. They're like, what's going on with her? Go check a pulse. What's going on? Then the police come in. They come in waving guns. Portia, she hops behind the couch because, no ma'am. They up there wave your hands and throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And that's like, oh. They looking like, is this supposed to be strippers? Because it is. No, The ladies is drinking. Portia, she over here quoting doggone Players Club. I just came here to dance and drink. That is all, Junior. That's all I came here to do. Candy, Tanya, and Kenya, they are the only ones that are participating and trying to figure out the game. Cynthia, Portia, Shamia, Marlo, they over there drinking and dancing, and it's hard for the people who are participating to concentrate. One point, Latoya's like, I killed the lady. The game's over. This is stupid. I'm like, Kenya, this your homegirl. She the one over here helping ruin the game as well. There's like, nah, everybody get together. We need to be doing this. And then Kenya's like, okay, Peter, is Spider-Man. It's Peter Parker. It's him. He did it. They, escort dude out. Kenya didn't win her own game after saying that these ladies are very, what's the word I'm looking for? I cannot think of competitive. I think, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. These ladies are very competitive. But like more than half of the group was over there drunk and dancing and not caring. And it wasn't so big that, we playing a murder mystery game. Now, Fallon shows up and she lets us know that, she will not be staying with the ladies. That her and her husband, they got their own villa. That's her best friend. And she want to stay with her best friend. This almost causes a fight between Drew and Latoya because Latoya's like, what? We could be your best friend. Everybody's like, oh, that's so sweet. She's like, no, this is supposed to be a girl's trip. I mean, it still can be a girl's trip. I'm going to be with y'all during the day. And at nighttime, I'll be with my man. That's how it's going to be because he's my best friend. That's what we doing. This almost, like I said, almost turns the fight to the damn. Because Drew says, well, she doesn't care about marriages. Now, yes, Drew technically threw the first shot, but she didn't say anything about Latoya's husband. Well, they all look in their room. They in Candy's room, and Latoya's like, well, can we talk about your struggling husband? And I guess she kind of grabbed and or touched Drew, and Drew was like, don't put your hands on me. I'm from Chicago. The last girl put her hands on me. I put her head through again. You don't want to do this. They separate these two. Latoya's looking like, I don't know what the problem is. Like, why are we fighting? What is going on? I do not know. Drew, they calm her down. And Latoya, she apologized, but then was like, well, can I touch your hair? She's like, see, this is what we're not going to do. We not doing this. We are not, and I repeat, doing this. So, it's the next day, I believe. Yeah, it is the next day because they got there at night. The ladies, they relaxing. Kenny got a whole shelf. They got a pig out on the pit and everything. The ladies sitting around and Kenya come walking up with food. And they was like, oh, what you get us? Oh, this ain't for us. This for me. And I was like, I would have been mad too. But her whole thing is, there is food in the refrigerator. If you want to eat something, go eat it. But this right here is my food. Now, Candy, She was like, I done put up with this bus situation. I was cool. You was being nasty towards Barlow, getting her that small room. I looked over that. But you gonna come in here with food for yourself and not offer it to anybody else? You wasn't even like, hey, I'm about to order me some food. Y'all want to order something too? Cool. But no, you was like, I'm ordering me something. Food in the refrigerator. Go eat it if you want to. At one point, it looked like Portia and Tanya and somebody else was all huddled over there, huddled together, eating on something. I was like, okay. See, I would have been bad too. I don't care if there's food in the refrigerator. If you going out to get your food, let me have the option to give me some food too. Maybe I don't want what's in the refrigerator. You supposed to be a host. At one point, Portia was like, I don't even think this is a trip for us. I think this was a trip for Kenya and LaToya. And she just like, well, I guess I got to invite y'all along so y'all can come on too. Now, y'all. Portia blessing the food almost took me out. And it did not help matters that there was like the singing in the background, the choir singing in the background. It went a little something like this. I pray for the carcass of dead animal in which they are about to eat. I hope it is good for them, but it looks nasty to me. Bless them and this carcass that they are about to eat. Now, I'm paraphrasing. I was like, really? Really, this is what you gonna do? Kenya saying that Tanya is spoiled because she want people to serve her. It's like, no. I just would have liked that when you went and said, I'm going to order myself some food, that you been like, hey, ladies, I'm ordering from such and such. Y'all want to order something from there too? Here's the number. But no, you snuck off and ordered some food and then brought it back in front of everybody and started eating. I myself think that is rude. You just gonna order something for yourself and you supposed to be hosting this trip? Like, no ma'am. And as far as like, she did not feel comfortable digging at the pig is in, I'll say pig form. It's like the pig has been opened up and flattened out and cooked. She was like, yeah, can you give me that piece right there? But she didn't feel like or comfortable digging at that pig. So I don't know how we spoiled, because everybody else was complaining about you went off and got your own food and didn't offer us to get any food either. And she's talking about there was perfectly good food in the refrigerator, and Portia's like, well, it wasn't good enough for somebody because they went off and got their own food. I was like, tell her, Portia. Tell her. Now, LaToya, she wanted to be shady because I guess Drew is like, don't run up on me, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. So she decides that she's going to buy and ship a wig to Drew. Now, y'all know, ever since she met Drew, she has been harping on this girl's wig. She has had something to say about Drew just about every episode she's been on here. And it's kind of like she's Ralph's side piece and Drew don't know it, and she's mad because Ralph has not left Drew for her yet. That's the way that she is acting amongst this. So she's like, here, Drew, I got you a nice little present. I got you a wig. So Drew, she was like, okay, I'm going to be petty. You talked about my wig, and I can see that you've been watching me. So that lets me know that you are a big fan. Hold on right quick. Went upstairs and got one of her pictures and signed it to my number one fan, LaToya. Here you go, an autographed picture for me, my number one fan. Y'all, I about fell out. I was like, see? When y'all here trying to be shady and she calls you, oh, you must be a fan of mine the way you just go on about me so much, girl. But as far as that wig, I get my wigs, professionally made from Los Angeles. And yes, I've had a few messed up wigs. We've been in quarantine and I haven't had my usual people to come out. Did it right here and there. I was like, see, you was trying to be shady and then she made you look like you was her biggest fan since you always talking about her. Now we're going to move over to Marlo and Kenya. Marlo's apology to Kenya does not go off well. She's like, we supposed to be sisterhood, we supposed to be friends, we supposed to be squashing things. But Kenya's like, yes, you talk mad stuff about me, and Marlo, this is true. You've done that. So you can't be surprised that you talk mess about Kenya, and then when it's time for a trip, then she gives you the worst room possible. Just don't be surprised. She's like, you've talked about me. She's like, what about your fake butt and your skin? And your bad skin. She's like, I don't have a fake butt. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Your injections. I don't have injections. Okay, whatever work that you have done. Kenya talking about something. I don't even have hips. I was like, Kenya, you're not really, helping your case right here. Because usually if you got a big butt, you got hips and thighs to match. See, that's where a lot of these ladies who get these big old butts, they don't factor in the hip and thigh. Because if you're going to have a big butt, you need the thighs to support it. So if you got this big old butt and these little bitty old skinny thighs and no hips, people going to be looking like, that don't look like it's supposed to be. So you're supposed to have hips, butt, and thighs if they all real. So if you ain't got no hips and you just got butt and your thighs don't really match, people going to think that you got a butt job. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you're not helping your case by saying that you do not have hips. That's all I'm saying. You're just not really making your case. Now, again, y'all going to be getting plastic surgery. Go to a board certified plastic surgeon. You just can't be going to no regular MD because he can just be, I'm an ear, nose, and throat doctor. I go through a class on the weekend and now I'm out here doing breast implants and now your breast is looking all kinds of wrong. Wrong kind of implants, everything. So go to a board certified plastic surgeon. And don't be out here trying to be cheap and going to the cheapest place possible because you get what you pay for. So y'all, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It's free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on so when my beautiful face puts up a video. You can click on it, you can like it, and you share it with your people, and you can come over and be one of my peoples. If you're already one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.